Today we will look at the second part of 6.2, solving equations by using balance strategies. Let's look at the subtitle here, using the equation to model and solve the problem. So today we will look at how we can apply the linear equations to solve the real-life problems. Let's look at the first example. A cell phone company offers two plans. Determine which time for calls will result in the same cost for both plans. Let's look at plan A. In this plan, you will get 120 free minutes, 75 cents per additional minute. Plan B, 30 free minutes, $0.25, or we can say 25 cents per additional minute. Let's write an expression for each plan in the first step first. Let's look at for plan A, you pay only for the time t that is greater than 120 minutes. For example, if you called for 121 minutes, the first 120 minutes are free. You only need to pay 75 cents for the additional minute you called. If you called for t minutes, so the time you need to pay for is t minus 120 minutes. Each minute costs $0.75. So the cost in dollars is unit cost times the total time. The unit cost is 75 cents times the total time you need to pay for 75 cents per minute is t minus 120 minutes. That's the total number of minutes you need to pay after you enjoyed 120 minutes for free. Let's look at plan B. You pay only for the time t that is greater than 30 minutes. So the time you pay for is t minus 30 minutes. You will find if you want to write out this expression, the idea is exactly the same as plan A. If each minute costs 25 cents, so the cost in dollars is unit cost times the time you need to pay for. It's t minus 30 minutes. Step 2. Write an equation when the costs for both plans are equal. When these two costs are equal, which means this one is equal to this one. So 0.75 times, you can omit the cross multiplication symbol. So it's just 0.75 times brackets, t minus 120 close the brackets, equals 0.25 times t minus 30 in the brackets. If we want to find the time, which can make both of the costs the same, we need to solve the equation for t. How can we solve this equation with the variables on both sides in the brackets as well? So what we can do is, I will use the distributive property to expand the brackets first. 0.75 times t minus 0.75 times 120. So we can get 0.75t. 0.75 times 120 is 90. You can use your scientific calculator to get this number, 90. Likewise, we can use the same distributive property on the right side. 0.25 times t minus 0.25 times 30. So we will get 0.25t minus 0.25 times 30. It's 7.50. which is the same as 7.5. After I expanded the brackets, I still have the variable t on both sides. So we need to cancel the variable t on one side. Especially, we need to cancel the variable on the right side. So we subtract 0.25t from both sides in order to cancel this positive 0.25t on the right side. Right now, On the left side, I can combine the like terms. 0.75t minus 0.25t. It's 0.5t. Minus 90 equals negative 7.5. So right now, I need to isolate this negative 90 from 0.5t. If I want to cancel this one, I add 90 to both sides. Negative 90, positive 90, they got to cancel out. I will have 0.5t equals negative 7.5 plus 90. This one is 82.5. Then we divide both sides by 0.5. So we will get t equals 165 minutes. Don't forget to put on the unit as well. Let's verify the solution in the last step. If we want to verify if this t value is correct, we only need to substitute this 165 minutes for the t on both of the left side and the right side. So the left side right now is 0.75 times brackets t minus 120. If the t value is 165, I replace this t with 165 minus 120. 165 minus 120, this one is 45. So 0.75 times 45. So we will get $33.75. So we will use the same way to check what is the value we can get on the right side. So on the right side, we have 0.25 times t minus 30. Right now the t value is 165 minus 30. If you use the scientific calculator, you guys will find it's still $33.75. So right now we will find that this t value 165 can make both of the left side and the right side equal. Therefore, 165 minutes is my final solution, which means the cost is the same for both plans when the time for course is 165 minutes. This time, I hope that you guys can have a try to read the question and try to write an equation and solve for the equation for the problem. Of course, don't forget to verify the solution before you draw a conclusion. Let's read the question first here. 5 subtract 3 times a number is equal to 3.5 times the same number. Subtract 8. Write, then solve an equation to determine the number. Verify the solution. We don't know what the number is. I need to look for this number. So I would like to let this number be x. So we will say, let the number be x. So this one is also x. Right now we only need to translate all the words into mathematical numbers, symbols, and expressions. 5 subtract 3 times a number. That means 5 minus 3x is the same as equal sign in mathematics. Equal to 3.5 times the same number. Subtract 8. So this one is 3.5x minus 8. So that's how we can set up the equation for this question. Let's try to solve for x right now. I find that I have the variable x on both sides. So if I want to solve for x, I want to cancel the x term on the right side. So this is a positive 3.5x. I subtract 3.5x from both sides. These two got cancelled out. So right now I have 5 minus 3x, negative 3.5x. Combine the like terms, you will get minus 6.5x equals negative 8. So this one is the same as negative 6.5x plus 5. I just want to rearrange the terms to see what is the number I need to cancel in this step. Then I see I have plus 5, I minus 5 from both sides. These two got canceled out. Right now I have negative 6.5x equals negative 13. So in the last step, all you guys will realize, okay, right now I only need to divide both sides by negative 6.5. So I will have x equals positive 2. Let's verify this solution to look at f equals 2 is the solution for the equation. The left side is 5 minus 3x. Let's replace this x with 2. So I will have 5 minus 6. This one is negative 1. Let's look at right side. 3.5x minus 8. I will replace this x with 2 minus 8. This one is 7. 7 minus 8. It's also negative 1. Then I can draw a conclusion. X equals 2 is the correct solution for the equation. Let's try to solve the third question. To raise money for charity, a group of students decide to sell designer t-shirts. The cost to rent the machine that prints the t-shirts is $172. You will find the money you spend on renting the machine is called fixed cost. The cost to buy and print a design on each t-shirt is $13. So this one means for every t-shirt, you need to spend $13. This cost is changing with the number of the t-shirts varying. We call this cost variable cost. The students plan to sell the t-shirts for $17 each. So that's the price for sale. Let X represent the number of t-shirts. How many t-shirts must be sold before the students start making a profit? What does that one mean? Before the students start making a profit. That means at this time, the profit is 0. What is the profit? The profit equals the income, or we can say revenue, minus the cost. And this is the total cost, including both of the fixed cost and the variable cost. If the profit is 0, that means the revenue minus the cost is 0, which also means the revenue should be equal to the cost. That's the moment before the students start making a profit. So right now we need to write down what is the revenue if the students sell X t-shirts. One t-shirt is $17. So X t-shirts, they can make an income as 17X equals the cost involves two parts. The fixed cost. The fixed cost is $172 for renting the machine, plus the variable cost. One t-shirt costs $13. X t-shirts cost $13X. So that's how we can build up the equation. Right now, let's solve this equation for X. If you want to solve for X, since we have X on both sides, we want to cancel X term on the right side. So we can Subtract 13x from both sides. We cancel out these two. Then combine the like terms on the left side. 17x minus 13x is 4x equals 172. Then I divide both sides by 4. So this x equals 43. This one means the students need to sell 43 t-shirts in order to make the revenue balanced with the cost, where profit is 0. So in economics or business, the point at which total cost and the total revenue are equal is called the break-even point. We also can say BEP. So a profit or a loss has not been made at this point. That means your profit is 0.